I've tried every diet there is to try. I've read numerous books, studies, articles. I've been skinny, I've been fat, and now I've managed to stay in shape. I've helped hundreds of clients get rid of unwanted fat and build muscle. There is no hidden secret fat loss, just a simple step-by-step guide I put together in this video that's gonna help you lose your love handles for good. First things first, you've got to establish where you're at. If you've got a lot of body fat to lose and you're new to a structured resistance training program, you can benefit from my body recomposition. That's basically where you build muscle and lose fat. I've done plenty of videos on this before, so if you're new here, links are in the description below. So this is the holy grail of body transformations. It's what 90% of my clients have actually benefited from. But don't worry, if you don't qualify for a body recomposition, I'm still gonna give you the no bullshit advice you need to get rid of your love handles for good. But remember, just to set expectations, love handles can be one of the last places, if not the last place, you lose fat from. So you've got to have a sustainable plan. Let's start with nutrition. I love food. If you follow me on Instagram, this will be no surprise to you because all I do is post food pictures. I love eating out. I love experimenting in the kitchen. I love just all aspects of food. I don't see food as fuel. And I don't see a diet as having to be boring. It doesn't have to be boring. You can still enjoy the foods you love and lose fat. As I said in the intro, I've tried every diet there is to try. OMAD, intermittent fasting, carnivore, keto, low carb, low fat, contest prep, even vegan. The issue with all of these diets is none of them were sustainable for me. Whatever any guru will tell you, all of them work by the same mechanism. They create a calorie deficit. There are three fundamental elements to every single diet: calories, protein, and fat. You can either track or you can just remove stuff, make small adjustments, and get into a deficit that way. When starting out, I always recommend taking a 7-day food diary. This helps you be more conscious of what you're actually eating. Then I suggest working out the calories you need. Visit the website I'm using. I drop the link below. Fill out everything accordingly. Then this will give you your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. This is another word for your maintenance calories, or the amount of calories you burn at rest. Remember to put the correct activity factor. Now you can do one or two things. If you're brand new to a structured resistance training program and you've got a lot of fat to lose, you can either eat at maintenance calories to begin with, then when you stop losing fat for like, let's say 3 weeks, hit kind of like a plateau, go into a deficit of around 15%. That's multiplying your BMR by 0.85. Then if you want to take a more aggressive approach, or you don't qualify for a body recomposition, multiply your BMR by 0.75 to put you in a 25% calorie deficit. 25% calorie deficit is aggressive, but not crazy. What I suggest then doing, if you're tracking, enter those numbers, enter your calories into MyFitnessPal. Don't take what they give you. If you're not going to track, but you're going to make small adjustments, which is what I recommend for most of you, start by reducing your meal frequency. Reduce your meals to just 3 to 4 a day. And then what you can do is remove every single snack in between. That's anything in between those meals. So 3 to 4, whatever suits your schedule, but literally by snack, I mean anything, like a tiny bit of chocolate, a piece of fruit, whatever it is, all snacks gone, just 3 to 4 meals. Then what you want to do is look to manage your hunger. Because if you're hungry, it's going to be very difficult to stick to your diet. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're having 1 to 2 servings of vegetables with each meal. If you're having fruit, which I do recommend, have 1 to 2 servings of fruit a day. You can have those before your meal. That'll just help you get fuller faster. I also recommend 30 to 50 grams of protein with each meal. This is going to help you stay fuller longer and build muscle. Now let's focus on the training. Whenever someone thinks of fat loss training, they think of cardio, like how do I increase my cardio? Should I go for more runs, longer runs? But if you do that and you go down the cardio focused route, you're gonna end up skinny fat. You're gonna end up unhappy with the way you look. Instead, I recommend going for a resistance training focused plan. You wanna focus on progressive resistance training that uses the double progression model. Don't worry, don't feel confused by that. I've dropped my link below on the double progression model and how you can implement that. And you wanna be getting between 2 and 4 resistance training sessions a week. And I know I've said in previous video that to maximize muscle growth, you need between 12 and 18 sets. That's like optimal in the research. I've completely fallen out of love with the word optimal. Start with where you can right now. Start with what you can do right now. Focus on progress over everything. On screen is a sample plan you can use to start out. A very simple 2 or 3 day a week plan, whatever fits with you. I suggest putting that workout into JE Fit or Strong, 2 workout tracking apps you can use to actually know if you're progressing. Along with that, you want to focus on getting in steps. I'm not going to tell you to run like 50,000 kilometers. What I'm going to tell you to do is try and get between 8 to 12,000 steps in per day. That can be like a daily average over the course of a week. See, some days you walk more, other days you walk less, but on average between 8 to 12,000 steps a day. And if you're getting 3,000 steps a day, slowly increase that. Try and get 4,000, try and get 5,000. And whenever it becomes convenient for you, then move it all the way up to 8,000. Not only will that increase the amount of calories you burn in a day, it will also mean you're getting a ton of health benefits alongside it. If after doing resistance training and steps, you still have time, you want to get the extra health benefits, you can add in some steady state rowing, some Stairmaster, some cycling or skipping. You can do those like twice a week or once to twice a week even for 20 to 30 minutes of time. One of the last things I'm going to cover, sleep and recovery. You need to be making sure you're getting in enough sleep. If you're not, your performance and recovery is going to be affected and your results are going to suffer. I recommend between 7 to 9 hours a night. And if you struggle to fall asleep or you struggle to get 7 to 9 hours sleep a night, I recommend watching my video in the description below. One of the most important things I don't want to miss out is you want to set clear goals. In that, you want to set a clear why. Focus on Simon Sinek's 5 whys, basically digging into the reason you want to achieve your goals. This is going to help you stay motivated along the way, and you can continuously remind yourself why you're doing it. Remember, most importantly, you have the plan now. You want to be able to be consistent with it, and that requires you to actually take smaller steps rather than throwing yourself in, overwhelming yourself, just taking on too much at once and being like, you know what, I can't do this with life and everything in the way. This can't happen. What you want to do is 1 to 2 things at a time that you think you can do right now, then focus on adding more and adding more. If you haven't read the book by James Clear, Atomic Habits, I suggest reading it. If not, you don't really want to read it, you can look up various different things about habit stacking. But ultimately, what I recommend you doing is like taking on 1 to 2 things. So you can take on steps and 2 sessions of resistance training a week. Make that a habit. Do that for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then say, okay, I'm going to focus on my nutrition. You focus on what you can do right now in terms of nutrition. Say you remove all snacks and you increase protein intake. And you do it like that. And over time, your efforts will compound. When they compound, you will see massive results. And you'll look back like 6, 12 months from now and you'll be like, oh wow, this was an amazing transformation. And I was actually able to stick with it for once. That's all I really wanted to cover. If you've got any questions at all, as always below, if you want to follow me on Instagram at AdamScottFit, any deeper questions, feel free to DM me there. Have the best day ever and we'll talk soon.